If you care about the numbers on your mile per gallon and your performance, if it is performing better, and what each upgrade does to it, like a cold air intake, SCT X4 scanner and stuff, this is the video for it, because I'm going to show you what it did to the truck in stages. It's a long, boring video at points, and I didn't really know how to chop it together right, but in the end of these videos, you're going to see what it did and what kind of miles per gallon increases you get, if any. It takes about 2 minutes and 20 seconds into this until it's really going on it, but here we go. One owner car guy, oneownercarguy.com, and this here video is a 2014 Ford Powerstroke 6.7 Super Duty, and we're putting on, this will be with the SCT scanner and the cold air intake. And I'm wanting to know performance and miles per gallon, and I've got the answer for both here in this video. We put a Banks Ram Air. There's lots of different intakes you can buy. I've got a link down there in the description to my Amazon store where I found the cheapest, best ones, and they're down in there in the, click my store, go to towing, go to truck upgrades, one of those two categories, you'll see it. Here we go, enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment. I've got like 7,000 videos on here. The video's longer, it might be boring, but it's all the data that you need to figure out what a SCT X4 scanner does for you. You can scroll through it or whatever, check it out. I do test runs where I take the truck stock down the road 2.5 miles, bring it back 2.5 miles, check the fuel. I also do a thing where we'd already driven it 186 miles or so. I think it was 12.4, 12.8, something to that effect in there. You'll see it in here. And at this point, when my dad had got back from the ranch in Drummond, and that day he drove 186 miles. So that's what I'm going to start off with here, is 186 miles, and it's at 12 point something. You'll see it here, I think it's 12.4. And then you'll see what it's going to do to this truck. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these times and stuff, I'm just going short distances. I'm going to show you at the end of the videos what he actually got out of it with both of them. And this V10 here, we put in exhaust, new coil packs, new plugs, new shocks, airbags just got put on it. That video is going to go up. And then there is also SCT X4 scanner for it, Y-pipe, Flowmaster, and methanol injections going on this week. So lots of cool stuff we're adding to these trucks, and it's going to tell you the miles per gallon and the performance to where you can see if you want to put it on your truck. This here will work on any Powerstroke, any truck actually. The ones are down there in my Amazon store. Thanks for watching. Here we go. This is the truck, and I'm going to do a run down the road real quick. Just see how it does. This is a Banks engineered Ram Air intake, and it's basically going to replace all this here. And I don't know how much of that it does, but definitely that. And then I got the tuner in. Rich actually downloaded and updated the tune today, and I've got it at a stock setting right now. Got all instructions everywhere and junk everywhere, but this is going to be the video, and I'm going to run this thing down the road and show you what it does. All right, here's the tuner, and it's very easy to operate. I'm just going to show you. I'm not programming nothing. I'm just going to show you that right now we're on the stock tune. I hope you can see that to the right there. Okay, I'm going to reset all these gauges. Boom. So here we go. All right, I've got all the data reset. It was a little slicker out today than I was expecting, but it is what it is. Here you go, I'm going to show you this. So, we're up to 50, we're up to 60, and I'm going to just go down the road now, get up to the speed limit at 70, and I'm going to put the cruise control on. So, there it is with the cruise control set. I don't know how long it took to get up to that speed, etc. But we're just running down the road at about 1800, 1850 RPM. Look at all those awesome cars. Yeah, buddy. oneownercarguy.com. You can find all kinds of stuff on there. So it's almost a mile. We're getting 6.4. It's going to keep going up, of course, because, you know, just took off. Had to get this big pile of metal rolling. This thing should get about 13 miles a gallon. Beautiful day. 2 miles and 0.2 gallons used, 8.5. Bam, right on the dot. By the time I stopped, I was at 2 miles, and that's what we got there. So, we'll see here. Or 2.5 miles. Okay, you can find all this stuff in my store. Really easy to program. And you don't need a mechanic. Just do that. Turn this on. See what it does here. Pick your truck. I don't have any custom tunes. We're just using the ones that came in the scanner. Scanner. I'm thinking it's a scanner. See here? I've got a speed limiter on, it's stock. And the engine tune is stock. But I've downloaded the performance tune. So now I've updated that. We're going to take this and disable it. We're going to approve this. Special options available. No, I did not replace my tires. Boom, it is set, just like that. You are flashed over and done. So now, let's see how this thing does now. I don't know if I'm supposed to turn the truck off or if I just start it. So I just started it and now I'm gonna turn it off. Do this right. Okay, here we go. Hold this down and reset. There we go. Yeah, it's got a pretty big difference to it. I think for sure. Do the same thing. I'll get up here to the speed limit, turn this thing on, and give it up to 70. So I'm up to 70. We went 1.5 miles before. I'm not going to bore you with the road back. We'll just see what happens when it gets to 1.5 miles. I kept saying 1.5 miles, but I think I went to 2. So we'll see here. And the gas mileage is rising a lot faster. I can feel a noticeable pull. And yeah, that gas mileage is going up a lot faster, man. This thing is not using as much fuel, just right out of the pipes. And that's with the performance tune. I'm at 9 by 1.5 miles. We'll see where we are by 2 because I don't remember if I went 1.5 or 2. Totally forgot. So I'm gonna do that. Once again, all those beautiful cars, classics, oneownercarguy.com. Make sure and check out my website. But by 2 miles, we're gonna be at over 10. So I'm definitely impressed. It says it adds some mile per gallon, but this has definitely added some mile. It just hit, look at that, it just hit 10. And so we're gonna be at 2 miles, 10.3. Isn't that amazing? And like the other one, 2.5, I think we were at 8.6 or something. And I'm gonna keep going further just because I want to do that 2.5 test. Wow, man, look at this. Here's where I started last time, and I just shut it off. And yeah, man, it's insane. I'm gonna have to go past my little turn here. Actually, my little turn was exactly to it. Well, that makes sense since that's where I started. 11.2, buddy. Look at that. Wow. Okay, that's the test drive, just doing it stock with nothing on it, and then doing it with the tuner. And as you can see, it added about 2.4 miles per gallon. Pretty good add. I'm gonna throw in the ending here where you can see the ram air intake we're gonna put and figure out what exactly it does with both. So that's a box. There's the old paper filter and the old, I guess you call it, air box. And here's how the ram air, Banks ram air, looks on it. So this is not a how-to install. This is just a how it looks in there and how it performs. I'm gonna take it down the road now and do it to it. So all that's new, everything plugs right into the new part of that. Pretty cool little unit. Okay, everything is reset. I'm gonna pull out here now. Honestly, and obviously, economy is gonna depend on how hard you put your foot into it. And for me to get up to 70, I'm putting my foot in it all the way. I did it the other way, and I'm doing it this way. So by the time I get up to 70, it's definitely been rode hard. I've rode it kind of hard. Now the RPMs are pretty much the same, everything like that. And we are gonna go 1.5, 2 and 2.5 miles. just like we did before, and we'll see what it adds from stock and what it adds from just having the tuner alone. Beautiful day. And look at all the awesome cars. That's right, oneownercarguide.com. All kinds of cool junk. Looks like there's a storm rolling in, but that's just how it's been lately. So, we have not went a mile yet. I'm gonna clip it down here now. There we go, a mile. We're at 7.5. So I think we're gonna beat stock, hands down, no issue, at all. In fact, by 1.5, I think we're gonna be at what we were at 2 miles. So, and this is a rather boring video. Check out my other videos. I've got over, I don't know, 7,000 on here. Yeah, 1.5, and we're already beating what we were at 2. We're gonna be at 8.8, 8.9 maybe. Yeah, we're gonna hit 8.9. Look at that. You can say 9. Whoa, we hit 9 in a mile and a half. Now that is an insane difference. Now, I don't know how this is gonna all work out on, like, once you put, like, you know, 100 miles on it or something. You're obviously gonna have a different range of stuff there. So, that is 2 miles, and it's gonna be almost, it's gonna hit 10. This thing is gonna hit 10. Yeah, it might. Let's see, nope. Just barely not. So, in a mile and a half, in 2 miles, it beats it on every front. And the 2.5 mile point here last time was me pulling in to slow down. But we're gonna hit 11 something in 2.5 miles. Isn't that amazing? What a difference. What a difference. 11.5 easy in 2.5 miles. We're gonna hit 11.6. That's 3 above what it was at. Let me see here. Roll this thing right in. No parking anytime. You must think you're gonna do something to the electrical. I don't know. 11.7. That's amazing. And of course, you sit here idling, not going nowhere. It's gonna do that. So I'm gonna do this on the way back too. Okay, I'm gonna reset this again. And I'm gonna get on this bad boy. Now that is gonna cost me by slipping. Yeah, that one little slip is gonna be a costly thing maybe. Don't know yet. Don't know what anti-slipping and all that does. But now the cruise control is set. I'm gonna double test this. Look at that thing just rise. Rising so fast, man. And I believe I could get the thing to 15 or so if I didn't peel out. In fact, we might do a 1.5 mile test on the way back. I don't know. All I know is the truck gets a lot better fuel economy and it's a lot more powerful. That's all there is to it. I know I'm smashing the pedal when I take off, but it's all for you to see what it does and what this adds to your truck. Now, you can check out my store, my Amazon influencer account or whatever, down in the link below. And I'm going to tell you, this stuff here costs about 840, 860 bucks. And at 1 mile, we're at 8.8, by the way. But about 160 bucks, excuse me, 860 bucks max. And honestly, for the money, I think it's imperative that you buy it. That's just all there is to it. Why wouldn't you? Number one, the power is just amazing. If you remember, we pulled 8.5 on the first 2 miles, and we're already pulling 10 on the first 1.5 miles, 10.1. So I mean, pretty cool. Look at all the fantastic cars. oneownercarguide.com. Look them all up. Yeehaw. So I'm gonna go back down to the same spot. It should take me 2.5 miles. And at the 2 mile mark, look at this, man. This is insanity. We're gonna be at 11.8 or something. We're gonna beat the one we did. Maybe it's getting used to everything. Computer adjusting for that air filter and stuff. I don't know. We're doing exhaust and everything. We're gonna beat it. Wow, isn't this amazing? I am totally amazed by just, I always knew that, you know, adding this and adding that's gonna raise this, raise that, make this all work better. But to actually see it in action and see it get so much more, it's kind of cool. So here we are. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna go back, and I'm just not gonna get on it at all. I'm gonna see what happens. Maybe we'll go the same 2.5 miles. Now I do not, once again, 13.2, buddy. Okay, We got up to 13.3, and then I kind of spun the wheels here on the snow. But I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna go do the whole 2.5 miles, and not really get on it the same way. See what it does. Okay, there's the reset. Let's see what difference we get by not punching it. Now this will prove a whole other thing. All these people that don't get on their cars the same way. I'll bet you I didn't even look at the gallons used and such. But I mean, this is just a pretty normal going down the road type of a thing. Not getting on too much, as you can tell. It's taking a long time to get to 70. It's kind of like I'm pulling a trailer. And that's how I was going to do this test. But in the end, we didn't have the trailer hooked up. And we wanted to get my dad on the road. So there's the 70, right there. And we'll see what this does in a half a mile. It's at 6.8. And look at all the fantastic cars. OneOwnerCarGuy.com. You need to go look it up, I'm telling you. Make sure to subscribe. Check the links below because all the products we're using are on there. We're going to be at 8.5 by 1 mile again. I think it's about... Is that about the same? Could it actually take the same amount of fuel to power this thing? I don't know, man. I really don't. I'm kind of amazed. I think it's about the same. This has to beat it. Having this conversation with myself here. This has to beat railing on that pedal, man. I mean, it has to. We'll see. Man, that's all you can say. Beautiful, beautiful day. Look at that house. Just big old mansion. A mansion. Okay, at 1.5, we're almost to 10. We got it this time. I think the other time, all these numbers are actually confusing me at this point because I've done this test run so many times. I also wonder what you're gonna get, not in the rain. I think the rain has to hold you back a little bit. 10.5 in under 2. We're gonna hit 11 right now. We won't. I don't think so. That would be a stretch. Well, is this amazing or what? I think that this thing is going to be getting the same fuel mileage, just not getting on it. That's not understandable to me. If you're a subscriber, throw your thoughts. No, it's going to get more. It is going to get more by just a bit. Now you got to measure for the slowdown. You're just rolling, so yeah, it did better by quite a bit. By, I think it's going to be a whole mile a gallon. Think about that. So just getting on your truck around the place is going to cost you some fuel. Actually, it's exactly 1 mile more. So now I know my test is not no scientific thing. Okay, I'm resetting on the side of the road here, and I'm going to do a completely different kind of test, just for the heck of it. And I know this is not very scientific, just like none of this, but I'm just going along normally, not getting into it too much, I'm just, I don't know, quarter way on the pedal. And I'm going to get it to 70, and I'm going to leave it at 70, and we'll go to town. Town is about 3.5 miles. We'll see what happens. I don't know if the ECM keeps changing or something or what, but I'm slowing down to 55 now. But we went 3.2 and it's up to 14.5. Now, of course, going 55 is going to help my fuel economy greatly. But catching this red light will not. I'd like to go past town here by a ways and do it to it, show you what it really does. But I think this guy is going to trip the light, and I won't get to do this. Okay, we're at 45. These new blinkers are throwing me off a bit, that's for sure. But the 45 will help the gas mileage. You're not going to drive around at 45 much, but at 4 miles, we're at 15.3. That tells me I'm about 3.5, 4 miles to that grocery store. I like to know that. I like to know that. So, I'm going to just plug through town here at 40 something. And here comes the 55. We're going to speed it back up. And I'm going to go about 1.5 miles on the other side of town. Turn around this little road I know. And go back through town. We'll We'll see what this thing does. 5 miles, it just went up from 15.0 to 15.1 to 15.2. So it seems to be going up a bit. Almost makes me want to drag this hill. But turning around and going back is going to definitely change my economy. But my dad was running 13.2 the other day, and now he's running 15.2. So that would be a 2 mile per gallon increase, which is formidable. I mean, to say the least, it's clicking up there, you know. So I'm gonna turn around and see what it does going back, all that good stuff. All right, almost back to the place here, getting everything all tinked in and slowing down to turn, and there's them beautiful cars. OneOwnerCarGuy.com. 16, I just went up to 16.1 because I'm slowing down. 16 miles a gallon is what I put it at. And I'm here to tell you, there's a big difference in the way it drives. There's a big difference in the way it feels when you're driving. And when you get in, the throttle response is very nice. It's a lot more responsive and such. Not used to driving a dually. So I'm at 16.3 back here. That's that. Remember, I keep telling you about all these cars. We got stuff everywhere. Got old military diesel over there. We're gonna be doing the same thing. We've already chipped that one out and everything, that Power Stroke. It's a bulletproof 6.0. I've got a V10 here we're gonna do, but this thing did awesome. I'm totally impressed with the numbers put forward. So, that's that. Okay, so there you go. That is with both of them on there, and we're talking from 8.8 to 13.3. That's 4.5 miles per gallon just in our little closed test. I'm going to show you what you're going to get in the long term, because we put a 1380, I don't remember the numbers, but he got around 15.6, 15.8, right in there somewhere, versus 8.8. So basically on a long trip, we got 3 miles per gallon more with both the cold air intake and the tuner. The tuner seemed to give you a lot more power than the cold air intake did. However, the cost that I paid for each, it's worth it to get both. And the throttle response from the cold air intake, you get a lot different throttle response. I did the excursion with just that and the cold air intake and no extras. In fact, I'm gonna do the first one with the tuner today, but you get a whole different throttle response from that cold air intake. So that's the deal. Here's a picture of what it was that he got when he went down there. That's what he got, 15, whatever that was, because I don't have it with me. So, and that went from the 12.8 that he had originally. So it's about a 3 mile a gallon increase on a trip like that. And that's also, you will get more on yours maybe. This is, speed limit's 80 here. So you're popping down the road at 83 miles an hour. You know, it's a lot different than if you're going down the road at 65. If you go down the road at 65, you could add 4 or 5 miles a gallon on that. But that's the deal. One Owner Car Guy, OneOwnerCarGuy.com. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, check out some of my inventory online, and comment if you're interested in anything. We'll talk to you. Subscribe!